So, so I've been talking to a person about. I actually just today. I brought up something today that has been in my mind from last night. They tell me about a story that involves one of the names that I've been bringing up, and that this person was caught over in fucking now. And it's not the exact name; it's the last name. Let's just be specific, okay? It's not. I don't know this fucking person, but it's very interesting that the person's name that they were like, that's funny that this and that, because this person just did this horrific thing over here, and fucking it's like wow, it's like that's I'll look into that, right? So I look at it as this. I'm just like, wow, man. It's like I can't see the face. I don't know. I looked for pictures just now, and I'm not gonna fucking. I just looked at the overall face because he had the fucking mask covering, from the corona. And the funny part is that even before I looked that up, and that's why I looked it up. It's taken me like a day and a half, 2 days since they told me. I start thinking of the story because of the very interesting part that this guy gets arrested for rape. Now his age definitely does not line up. But there's a lot of shit going through my freaking head right now. So as I'm looking that up, and I'm like, well, let's see what this guy looks like. Let's see if he fits the fucking facial characteristics of fucking the rest of the fucking douchebags by that fucking name. And then it's like, so he gets locked up for rape and down in Port Jeff, or over in Port Jeff, or up in Port Jeff, or wherever the fucking whatever. The point being is that as I'm looking that up, I come across somebody else got stabbed, like right in the same article, pretty much, like down, like it was one of the. So about 2 days prior, and I guarantee they're not related, but it's just very interesting that these are the two names I've been bringing up a lot, and another person in another path. All right, now this is interesting too because it's talking about paths. Both places were paths, like bicycle paths or walking paths through the woods, paths through the woods. And the other person's name is Flores. This guy gets stabbed. The other guy, Diaz, rapes somebody, and the guy Flores gets stabbed. Two different locations. Where the fuck was the other location? So the one guy rapes somebody down in Port Jeff, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up first, because of something I brought up from years ago, which now I'm seeing a little bit differently myself. Okay, um, the other guy. Oh, I'm sorry. The rape takes place in Coram, but the guy is from fucking out this way. Well, probably from up that way. But the other thing takes the stabbing, the guy that got stabbed, Flores, takes place in Port Jeff. Okay. 2 days apart or so. I don't know if it's 2 days apart or a few days apart. I don't know. It's just I don't know which happened first. I really don't give a fucking shit. With the reason I'm saying that, it's just really interesting, and I know that people. Oh well, there's a lot of people, and I know, I freaking know. It's just really interesting that I start bringing up this whole Paul Flores thing and Alfredo Flores, and it made me think of a story. As my friend told me this, I started thinking about, freaking I started thinking about dumb little fucking situations and I was talking about how I get my car painted. Here's Alfredo dropping a fucking EMP on my car, EMP on my floor. You know, it's shit like that that's just like, wow, man. It's like, but and then not to mention we go to my old cousin's neighborhood, and we just end up there. We're driving around. This is going back 20 something years ago, 20 freaking 3 years ago, and I'm thinking it happened literally back to back. So right after I got my car painted, I didn't get my car painted until at least I was like 17. Yeah, 15 I get the car, 16. Yeah, I didn't get my car painted till I was about 17 years old or so. And that's the whole point. It's like, so therefore, so that would have been like 96, 97, 98. I guess sometime in 98. Either way, I'm not even going to go specific here on this. I'm just going to say, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, what, so freaking September of 15, that's 16. 17 would be like, so this was like 98 going into 99. The story that's popping into, I see, you know, it's like the bottom line is that, yeah, because I haven't even thought this 100% through, because it's not right this second, it's not about the timeline. It is about the fact that it's the EMP on the floor of the car. It's the going out to where my little niece used to live, which is also the same location where that guy with the fistful of fucking girls' gold jewelry. That's also the same fucking location he brought me out to, which is just really fucking interesting there. I'm wondering if that motherfucker dude, wow, could that have been the fucking, nah, the guy no. Yeah, see, so my head's going through all this, so I'm gonna leave that fucking hole, because now I'm gonna think about that afterwards, and I'm gonna be like, wow, that's really interesting. Which would be really interesting because of the freaking video that was out that Nicole brought to my fucking house. The fucking porn video that was in the DVD player that she magically left at my house with the girl that was there from that night. That's interesting too. Yeah. So okay, so the fucking, yeah, because see, now I'm saying to myself, wow, how interwoven is all this shit? Wow, man. Or how could it be fucking all interwoven? Wow, fuck this shit. So I start so bottom line is that, so yeah, so the story that I've already said about the whole Alfredo Flores dropping the freaking EMP, the homemade EMP on the floor of my car, and the right after my car was painted, and then so that would have had to have been at 17. I'm pretty freaking sure I got my car painted at 17. So was it 17? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 17. So the bottom line is, so this is probably about 98 or like early 99, which I'm just wondering all the other stuff that probably went on at that time period without me knowing it was an EMP. And then the point is going out to the neighborhood where my cousin, my little niece, used to live when she was younger, and bumping into the girl that was the porn star, but then identified herself as my niece. This is also possibly the one that may or may not have been raped but that's the weirdest thing, is that that picture does not look like the same girl exactly. But then I came across other pictures that it does look like her. From and I'm not saying during the rape. I'm not fucking saying that. I'm saying like pictures of what seems like when she was younger. This porn star when she was younger. That's why I'm not erasing. No, I'm not erasing one fucking thing. Actually, I'm gonna start sorting through this fucking shit because I'm saying to my fucking self like, this is fucking crazy. So the point being is that freaking he was the one that, like, in other words, we were just driving around randomly. This is what's even more fucked up about this one part of this situation, because this ain't even the other story that's now popping into my head because of everything else. So the bottom line is wow, man, we're randomly driving the fuck around. I end up in that neighborhood. I see the fucking neighborhood. I'm saying to myself, wow, look at this. It's nice, quiet fucking spot. Just pull the fuck over. Nobody's gonna bother us. Let's smoke a blunt and get the fuck out of here. The minute we got out the car, it was like we took like 10 steps away from the car, and all of a sudden I hear voices. There's nobody around in a 360 degree. And three people pop out of fucking nowhere. One of them being the girl that has identified herself as my cousin, who was the porn star. Which is really interesting because at that point, Alfredo had already just dropped the fucking EMP into my fucking car. And this is why I'm bringing this up. Because my lungs hurt. Oh my god, I'm having one of those fucking attacks right now, man. What the fuck is that shit? It's not even my lungs, it's my throat, it's my jaw. It goes back up into my fucking back of my head. It's fucked up. These things are fucked up. Holy shit. I've been having a lot of those lately. So, the point being is that when they came out of nowhere, it was the girl who identified herself as my cousin, which I thought was my other little niece. Okay, even though that's why I'm saying it's like when I found pictures of that one, the one that identified herself as my cousin, she looked a lot like my little niece back then, which is why I'm so pissed off right now, because I know that she didn't fucking, nah, man. That's why I'm saying this is not alright. Every time she seen me, she always fucking either yelled at me first and then fucking smiled and fucking, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the reason I'm bringing this story up, is because this is how fucking fucked up this is. When me and Alfredo got out the car and we walked about 10 feet, and it's interesting, like, Ari definitely took pictures in what looks like the same neighborhood, and that I went, that's why I'm saying it's like, it's just interesting, like, that's why I'm saying it's, and then the fucking guy with the gold, there's a lot of shit right there, bam. Wow. The point being is that we seemingly randomly, I mean, I was just making a whole bunch of freaking different turns driving around. There was nothing to really fucking do. Go to smoke a blunt. Get out the car. 10 freaking feet out of the car. These three people show up. My cousin and these two guys, I don't even remember what the fuck they looked like, all wearing black. I mean, it's like, it's not like they were big fucking guys, but I was pretty impressed that they fucking popped out of fucking absolutely nowhere, okay? And Alfredo, now this is the thing, now I'm wondering to my fucking self, now, when Alfredo dropped that fucking EMP on my car floor, it's really fucking interesting that Alfredo, right before, he was already reaching in the bag, but he's like, wait, do you hurt kids? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, every day, all the time, ain't I hurting you, right? And like, I was joking around with him, and he's like, oh, he's like, that's all I needed to know. And he lifts this fucking thing. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. don't worry about it. And he's like, and then he's just like, eh. And he drops this fucking thing on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? He said, and then he goes back in the bag or whatever the fuck, and he's like, oh yeah, man, it's like I'm just looking for some bullshit. The fucking point being is the son of a bitch. Wow, the cunt, the fucking cunt. He's a fucking wow. I can't even think. Wow, and that's why I'm saying it's like for a brief 2 seconds that he was close to my cousin and those two other fucking guys right before my cousin was like, Anthony, she's like, do you hurt kids? And fucking, I was like, what the fuck? And he's got this like little smirk on his face, and then he walks the fuck away with them, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Fucking whatever, man. Whatever, man. But that's not the other story that starts to pop up in my head. Right? The other story is the story with, now, I don't know if this was before or after my car was painted. I don't know. I don't remember if this was fucking right this second. I definitely don't remember if this was before or after my car was painted. So, this is really interesting. I want to get my friend on the phone because I know he remembered something of it when we rolled up on him. And this is the friend that when this whole thing began, one of the people that were there, I was talking to, and then this is the whole 2 weeks. My head is really fucking hurting right now. My throat is hurting right now. There's these things keep coming back, and I'm just like, oh, please go away. I have no idea what the fuck these things are. They are not asthma attacks. I can breathe fine. No doctor has ever been able to tell me what the fuck they are, and the best conclusion that I could come to is that they are some sort of panic attack, but I'm not taking a fucking panic, man. I am not in a fucking panic. This is from the fucking shit they were hitting me with. Guaranteed. The fucking, wow. When it happens, it's, I can't even. Wow. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more. Oh, there's no more coffee. Shit. Alright, so give me 3 minutes. I'm just gonna let this thing run. There shouldn't be no problem with me letting it run. So just give me about 3 minutes or so. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go make some coffee. Oh. Holy shit. Holy shit. So, so, so this is interesting because as I was thinking of those two stories, anyway, my friend tells me this other story about the guy that's named Diaz that gets freaking, caught for rape over in Coram, and he comes from supposedly Shirley. I can't see his face because of the mask when I look up his pictures, right? But it started making me think about the story that I've already said about rolling up on a friend who was at the time living in his car. Well, he wasn't a friend actually. He wasn't a friend. Me and him weren't friends. We argued a lot, and we would probably have rather stab each other. Okay, but I was with, which is also interesting. I was with freaking Tony Piro, and I was with Drew Smith, black dude, Tony, white, fat dude, and Alfredo Flores. Alfredo Flores comes up to the place where I'm hanging out normally. Well, one of the normal spots I'd hang out with at. He goes, hey Anthony. He goes, you remember those contracts? Now this is the part that's really fucking eating at me right now. He goes, remember those contracts? He goes, I could use a little help. Wow. He goes, supposedly somebody tried to rape this girl, and now this is going back 23 something years ago, right? I'm thinking 98. This girl, somebody tried raping this girl, or fucking with this girl, or attacking this girl in this trail. And then he's kind of talking about the area. Now, I've been to that area. Close block. It was near I've already mentioned that I've already mentioned this whole story. But I do remember, and this is where it got interesting too, because I said to myself, wow, that is so more so unique right now, because we show up to this area. So it's me, Alfredo Flores, Drew Smith, and Tony Piero. I could have sworn there was another person. Jeff Lopez. No, Jeff Lopez was fucking, wow, man. I know he was fucking there, but did he come with me, or did he fucking, was he there? He was fucking there. Because I remember we went. I really have to think about this right now, because fucking, there was another kid too. There was another freaking kid too. The point is that, and that is, this is the whole fucking point, is because we go to this location, and I'm saying to myself, wow, that's where this girl that I used to date, this is really close. Like, there's the block, and there, obviously right up the other block is this other fucking block. And I'm saying to myself, it's like, oh, look at this. And it's like, we're rolling up on this trail, and the car that's parked there is the friend where I can't get him on the phone 2 weeks before this past 4 years begins, right? Now, I just went ahead of the story. Now we'll go back to the 23 years ago. This person that's not even a friend at the time, we roll up on his car. And me, Alfredo Flores, uh, Tony Piero, Drew Smith, we get out the car and we go over to his car, knock on the window. What's up, man? And Alfredo's like, oh no, it can't be this guy. It can't be, because Tony Piero's like, oh hell no, that's Donnie. It's like, and even Drew was like, oh, that's not the fucking guy that's doing this shit. So fucking, the bottom line is that right as that's happening, a person who looks like Sid and Danny, was it Danny? Come out of the fucking woods. And I'm wondering in my fucking head, because I just got off the phone, which after 10 fucking, I already told this is really fucking interesting. Wow, bro. They come out the fucking trail saying the same fucking thing. Is that they were there because of somebody who was supposedly doing something to somebody in the freaking trail. They emerge out of there, and at the same time, Jeff Lopez fucking showed up there too. He was walking up the fucking block as we're all standing there for like 15, 20 minutes. Well, I gotta really think of fucking, because I'm saying to myself, it's like, I know that when we went there, I'm trying to think right now, was he in the fucking car did he come in the car with us? Or did he just, because, and even though that looked like Sid and sounded like Sid and acted like Sid, I'm really wondering if that was fucking Sid that came out the fucking trail. I wonder, and that's why I'm saying, it's like, I'm like saying to myself, like, should I even freaking. Who the fuck? I am fucking certain Tony Piero was there. I am certain Drew was there. And I am certain Alfredo Flores was there in the car in the beginning, going to the location. Donnie was in his car when we rolled up. What looked like Sid comes out the fucking trail. We all start to talk. Was Jeff Lopez in the fucking car? Actually, you know what? That's exactly what fucking, because when we were going there, Jeff Lopez was walking up the fucking road. So we stop, we see him, and freaking, I tell him, yo, man, what's up, bro? We just gotta go fucking check this out really quick. And fucking, he wasn't doing nothing. He gets in the car. That was right up the fucking road from where this was happening. Well, was supposedly happening. Other people were talking about this shit too. And I find it interesting that it was happening at a location where I had only been to 2, 3 times before. Well, close to where I had been 2, 3. It's not like I ever went into near that fucking neighborhood. I went there for a freaking birthday party. I went there to meet this freaking guy for the girl I was seeing at the time, dating, whatever you want to consider it, fucking dropping him off a birthday present. That's freaking that's pretty much the 2 fucking times. Maybe bringing something that freaking over to him, like a what the fuck, a video game controller or something. I don't know if that was even the same. So 2 or 3 times I've been to, like, close to a block away from where this was fucking, this trail supposedly was. Jeff was walking, man. We picked Jeff up and brought him back to, like, in other words, from the direction he was coming was away from that area. Which was only freaking less than a quarter mile down the road. We're like, yeah, man, we're just going up here, blah blah blah. He gets in the car. If I remember correctly,